Now, I have to say, football is one of my favorite sports. So when it comes to Tom Brady, one of the most decorated athletes in NFL history, I have a lot of respect for what he brought to the game. But today we're not talking about football, family. We're talking about something that happened off the field that caught the attention of a lot of people a number of weeks ago.
Even after the divorce, even after knowing she was with the trainer, even after all the things, whenever there is a Mother's Day that comes around, normally he will always post in support of, Gisele and his other, baby mama, and basically talk about, how much he appreciates them and he supports them and all of the above. Now, as you can see here, the first comment says, it's funny because Tom was incredibly classy when Mother's Day rolled around. He honored both his children's mothers by mentioning them. Again, a class act. Next comment says, bitter. Tom Brady, do you need help making her mad? I got you, crying laughing face. Next comment says, some women in the comments talking about he's an ex. Yes, that's true, but that doesn't change who the father of your kids are. So when you become exes, I guess the kids are a part of that also?
Tom shares two children with his ex-wife, Gisele Bündchen. And on Father's Day, she didn't say his name not once. She posted her new husband instead. She thanked her new husband for his love, his integrity, and his discipline. She called him an incredible role model. Then further down that same post, she included pictures of Tom Brady's own children hugging her new husband. That's not an accident, family. That's a message. And women, we need to stop doing this. But this is what's happening in society. No matter what culture, women are doing some things that are very questionable. And this is why these things need to be talked about and addressed for proper healing and balance in our communities. But let me stop ranting. And this is something I keep seeing among women who've moved on from the fathers of their children. So let's talk about it. Tom and Gisele's worlds came from two completely different places. He was one of the most recognized quarterbacks in the NFL. She was one of the most recognized models in the world. Where their paths crossed, it looked like two very different lives fitting together. He already had a son from a previous relationship, and she stepped in and became a real part of that young man's life too. They went on to spend 13 years together and raised two more children of their own. Toward the end of his career, she wanted him to retire and come home. And to be fair to her, she had put her own modeling career on hold to be present for their kids. And she wanted the chance to figure out what she wanted to build next. He agreed, retired, then changed his mind 40 days later without ever discussing it with her. That's largely what ended the marriage.
My kids and my family is certainly very important. They made a lot of sacrifice. I owe it to them too.
After he announced that and was home and sat there, I feel that he had something within himself that felt like he wasn't really truly done, and he wasn't going to be happy or satisfied until he went back to the NFL. 40 days later, he announced that he was actually not going to retire. Apparently, this is without a conversation with Gisele, and he just decided to go back, and play. And basically, that is what ended their marriage.
So, Tom, what more do you have to prove?
I still want to play.
I could sit here and go, well, stop playing football, so worry about what's going to happen, instead of saying, why don't I live my life in the ways that are going to be most fulfilling to me, which for me is doing what I love to do. Doesn't mean I should just stop playing because that's what everyone's telling me.
Now, some individuals will say she doesn't owe him anything now. Maybe not. But she still owes her children the truth. Their father was once a man she loved enough to start a family with. You didn't get tricked into having kids with someone. You saw something good in him, and that's why you built a life together. Once the relationship ends, it's tempting to rewrite the story, to act like he was always the problem. I've watched the opposite play out in my own family. I have relatives who went through divorces, including one situation with real concerns about how a child was being treated. Even then, the other parent didn't retaliate. He let the process work itself out the right way. That's what maturity looks like, even when it's hard, family. Every time you leave your child's father out of a Father's Day post, you're not punishing him. You're teaching your children that love can disappear the moment it's no longer convenient.
She posts on her Instagram a picture of, her new husband and the baby, and says, "Happy Father's Day, Joaquim Valente," which is her new husband. She says, "Thank you for leading by example and for the values you embody. Love, humility, integrity, discipline, kindness, and consistency. You are an incredible role model. We are all, okay? I want you guys to see this. We are all so grateful for you and we love you so much. Dad, thank you for your unconditional love, wisdom, and support through every stage of life. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there." And then when you scroll, you can see that there is a picture of him with their new baby. But then this is where things start to get a little messy. She posts Tom Brady's daughter with the new guy. She posts their son with the new guy, right? And so it was very much giving a jab, right? It was very much giving he's the new dad. And, I don't need to say anything to the father of my other two children. And also, I don't need to, act like they have a separate father, right?
Just a few weeks before Father's Day, Tom Brady honored Gisele by name in a Mother's Day post. He called her kind, caring, and compassionate, and he thanked her publicly for the love she gave their children. That contrast tells you everything you need to know. Ladies, here's the lesson. A parent who is actually at peace with their decision and their lifestyle doesn't need to make a point, not a petty point, no point. If you feel the need to make one, that's revealing something deeper about yourself, that you're not actually at peace, even in that new relationship. And there's something else happening here that most women don't think about. The man you're trying to impress with these posts is also watching how you treat your ex. If he's wise, he's not flattered by it. He's paying attention because he knows that that same behavior you're showing toward one man today is exactly what's waiting for him if he ever steps out of line. You think you're proving loyalty to your new partner. What you're actually doing is showing him your character, and a wise man will take note. You can love someone new and still respect the person who gave you your children. I've had to do this myself, bite my tongue with people from my own past. It isn't easy, but it's worth it because what you protect in your children matters more than winning a fight that doesn't need to happen. And I'll be honest with you, this isn't only a celebrity story. I see this same behavior everywhere on social media, and it isn't confined to one community. Wherever women have walked away from the order and structure that God designed for relationships between a man and a woman, you see the same thing. Bitterness dressed up as empowerment. Pettiness framed as independence. And children caught in the middle of something they never asked to be part of. This year, the disrespect on Father's Day didn't stop with Tom Brady. There are children in foster care who don't know who their parents were. There are children born through in vitro fertilization who don't know either parent at all. Those children would give anything just to know who their parents are, just for the chance to honor them. You have the ability to honor the father of your children right now, today. So many women choose not to. That's not strength, that's immaturity. Some of you might say, I'm coming down too hard. I'm not. Men get very little recognition as it is, and the women carrying the weight alone. I hear you. You did it. You did a lot, and you carried more than your share. But that doesn't make you the father too. No, you're not the father too. Even if you did everything, you still could not replace him. So many women assume they'll always be the parent left here to raise these kids. But we don't know what a day will bring, family. Women leave this earth too, sometimes sooner than the father of their children. If something happened to you tomorrow, that man you disrespected might be the one raising your children full time. I'm not trying to be morbid. I just want us to be more mindful of how we carry ourselves for the sake of the children watching. So here's one thing I want you to walk away from with today. A relationship can end without your respect for that person ending too. Because the truth is, how you treat people after the love is gone reveals far more about who you are than how you treated them when it was easy. If this video gave you something to think about, like it, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Links to the clips related to this topic are in the description. And before you go, I want to leave you with two questions. Have you ever had to choose respect over resentment with someone from your past, even when it was hard? And when you saw what Gisele posted, did it say more to you about how she feels about her new relationship or how she still feels about the one she left behind? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm Deborah, and this is Family Still Matters. And because family still matters, how you treat the people who helped you build your family, even after the relationship ends, will always say more about your heart than any social media post ever could. Thank you for watching. And I'll leave you not with my words, but with God's. Guard your heart above all else, for everything you do flows from it. That is from Proverbs 4, verses 23.